All right. We're live, Allison, as you're flipping through your book.
Sorry, I'm reading my book.
You know what? Allison, we get on here a half an hour before to get ready for this. And it never fails that Allison spends 20 of those minutes just doing random stuff, like just randomness that I'm like, okay, that's what
Yeah.
we're doing. That's what we're doing right now. Okay, I got you. I
Sounds
got you.
about right. It sounds about right. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in Discord. I'm
It's, a,
in.
it's about time. It's about time.
You're not in Discord yet.
I've been in Discord. Oh, my audio is not in there. You're right,
Your
actually.
audio is not in Discord yet.
Yeah.
Don't
I'm
be
in there
hating.
now.
Don't be hating. I'm gonna open up QuickTime and I'm gonna do a new audio recording
You
here.
do that. Make sure you're using your right microphone.
I'm using the correct microphone. I checked
Okay.
it.
So I need y'all to know. I hopped on. Normally Allison beats me on here for the recordings, but I got here before her, right around the same time, and I see her grabbing a ball of white wires from a corner, and I'm like, "What is that?" I was like, "Oh, that is her headphones." Allison, you choose to keep your headphones balled up in the corner for some reason. Like, what is going on?
What's the
Why
judgment here?
are you doing
First
that?
off, what I have over here is let me take you on a little thing.
Please take us on a
is
journey.
Well,
Uh-oh,
that
don't-
is my little, what do you call that thing? A cabinet.
That's what they call it. Yeah.
And inside of my cabinet, I do keep my headphones, and I always like to wrap them up and tie them up like this.
No,
so that way it's not just a
you
whole
do
bunch of mess.
you do not do that with headphones, Allison. Not with wires.
I do. Look,
No,
I
you're not.
take 'em.
I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm saying you shouldn't do that.
Why? What do you do with them? You just leave them around?
I don't have a cable here to show you, but you like something like this. You roll it. You put it in like a loop because when you do a tight curl like that, you're breaking the internal wires. You can start bending them and they stop
really?
working. Oh,
So
I
wait,
can't.
So I do. So how would I loop these? I loop these like this, and then
Oh,
what do you,
I
what do
can't.
you,
I
like,
can't. I can't
do it
even.
with?
I can't even.
like this?
You need like a little
and then
vel.
what do you do?
Not even. Oh, that's kind of tight, but it's fine. Then you get like a little Velcro loop or something to hold it
I
together.
don't have any Velcro loops.
Do not
What
tie
if
them. No.
What if I take a couple of those things from the grocery store next to those plastic bags?
Yeah, you can use that. I'll allow that. That's acceptable.
Frugal.
That's acceptable. Oh, you're ridiculous. I just want you to know that. I want you to know you're
Tell me
ridiculous.
something I don't know.
Oh, you're something special.
Aw, thank you. You're so sweet. You called
Oh,
me special.
I say you're something special.
You called me special.
Yeah. You're special.
Thank you.
I'm posting it
goodness.
and let everyone know we're going live.
You haven't posted yet?
We already got a few people in here joining us on YouTube. So thanks for being here.
Welcome. I'm ready for this. This is gonna be a good one.
I know. Before we start recording, I got to make sure I go turn off my air conditioner. It has been hot. It has been hot out here. I don't know what's going on in California, but I don't like it. I thought it was fall, and then all of a sudden it said, no, you know what? Fall's over. We're gonna go back to
We're
summer.
back to summer.
Just for fun. We're just gonna go back and be hot for no reason.
That was a trial run, the first fall. Matt likes to call Texas, whenever we have like our last stage of summer, he likes to call it Hell's Front Door. He's like, we're here at Hell's Front Door because it'll like get cool and then it'll get really hot again.
So you're about to leave, but you're like, oh, I'm not quite leaving yet.
We'll call it like first summer. It's like first summer, second summer, like the hint of fall, or like, fall's introduction, and then Hell's Front Door.
Oh no.
And then we go into fall. And then we never see winter.
No. We don't get winter here either. It's it just is what it is. I'm sure everyone loves this weather talk. Let me go here. I'm gonna entertain everyone. I'm gonna go turn off my AC. Here,
Turn your
you
AC,
get
and
to
then
be
we'll
big.
see you glisten. We'll see you sweat and glisten. Which, by the way, speaking of weather talk, it has been amazing in Texas. In fact, I had to wear a sweatshirt yesterday, and I thought I needed gloves, but I don't have gloves easily accessible. So I just was strong and let my hands freeze. That's it.
Hello.
Chris is back.
I'm back. All right. Oh yeah, I got to put up my new lights.
You're back in black.
I'm back
just
in
like
black.
the AC/DC song.
Bam. Here's my new light. Where's it at? That's bright. What I look directly
Wow.
into the light, which is not a smart thing to do. Where can I sit this? I'm gonna sit this right here.
Well, you're not always a smart man, so
Sometimes you make
we should
unwise
expect
decisions.
a little bit less from you, really.
You make unwise decisions at times, and you stare directly into the sun.
Yeah. Scroggy Mama in Discord just said, Chris gets on to Allison about not being ready, but he had 30 minutes to cut off the AC and get his light set up. This is where Chris is going to go into his monologue about how he can't cut off the AC until the last minute because it's so hot in California, where he chooses to pay just extraordinarily high rent.
Oh, it's actually not that bad here.
The rent?
Yeah, where I live at least it's not horrible.
Oh, well. I bet what you
There
pay
we
in
go.
rent is more than my mortgage payment.
I can guarantee it is because you
Yeah.
pay what, like $65, something like that.
It's $265. Thank you very much.
That sounds about right. Yeah, no, I pay $2,400 a month here.
Okay, that's not more than my mortgage payment.
Oh, it's not?
That used to be, but then we refinanced to a 15-year mortgage.
No, we'll
So
see.
now, and I pay like
Overachiever over here.
I pay like $170 to extra to principal every month because I got really excited and I kept looking at the calculator where you could say like, what if I
You're like,
make
let
these
me do
extra
let me do a little bit more. Let me do
I
a
was
little
like,
bit more.
oh, we can do that. Like, let's just keep. And then I didn't tell my husband, and I was like, yeah, our mortgage payment increased. He was like, what happened? I was like, I happened.
You can't be trusted. You can't be left to your own
happened.
devices.
It was exciting.
Oh, all right. So I think we have a few people here. Who do we have in Discord right now with us
Ready to
today?
go? We have Scroggy Mama, Shirley, and LJ3648. Who's that?
That would be Logan.
Oh, Logan, welcome.
Thanks for deciding to join us.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Are you ready to dive in and do this? I'm excited.
I am. I'm just posting this. There we go.
If I look over here, it's because I'm looking at my notes.
Did you take notes?
I'm looking at our outline. That's what I mean by notes.
I was gonna say you're a little more prepared than you normally are.
No. I'm just looking at this.
All right, got this, got that. This is awkward.
You ready?
Making this very exciting as I'm just sitting
What are
here
you doing?
typing stuff
What are you
before we go
doing?
there.
Can
All right,
we
got
go? Can we get started?
All right, fine. Get us
We have to
started.
do our clap.
Oh yeah, the clap. You ready?
The clap, yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, clap.
You normally do 1, 2, 3 clap. You threw me off. Did you see my eyes?
You know, I was like, I never remember if we go up or down with the count. I figured.
We always go up, so that
Sure.
kind of threw me.
Whatever you say.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Shout
Scroggy Mama
out
said.
to Scroggy Mama's daughter, who's here for 23 minutes until bedtime. Scroggy Mama, this Scroggy Mama's daughter, we're gonna call you Lil Scroggy Mama. This story
Lil
is
Scrogs.
for you, Lil Scrogs. This is for you. Here we go. Okay.
All right, take us away, Allison.
When I was growing up, one of my favorite things we would do as a family, or even just with our parents, was go on these bike rides. We would ride all through our neighborhood and into the really nice neighborhood next door. And I remember wanting to fake out my parents, kind of freak them out a little bit as I was riding my bike, maybe do some dangerous stunts just to make them nervous. So I remember I was on a bike ride with my dad and my brother, and we're riding in the street, and I see this parked truck with a trailer behind it. And I kept going up to different cars and looking back at my dad who was behind me and being like, Dad, watch, I'm gonna hit this car. And they swerve out of the way at the very end of the moment, right beforehand. Well, I did the same thing to this trailer. I was like, Dad, watch, I'm gonna hit this trailer, just to psych him out, make him all nervous. And I turned back around and I just slammed right into the back of the trailer. Hey, this is Allison.
And this is Chris, and you're listening to This Is Awkward. And I already felt where the story was going. I already knew what you're about to do. And what was it about the trailer that threw you off to where you just couldn't look and see what was coming and avoid it?
It wasn't that. I was looking back at my dad. So I would look back at my dad and I'd be like, watch Daddy, I'm gonna hit this. And then I'd turn around and swerve out of the way beforehand. And I don't know if maybe I'm farsighted or nearsighted or who knows what, but I smashed into this old rusty trailer carrying lawn equipment. I was going fast. I just right into it. And I'm telling this story because my youngest son, James, he's riding his bike now. We ride our bikes to school, and he likes to do these somewhat dangerous things, very similar to that.
I would like more of a description of what these dangerous things are, because you said you were doing dangerous things. Then you said your son's doing dangerous things. What is this other than running into the back of cars? What's dangerous about this stuff you're doing?
Well, what some of the I don't want to tell you.
This
She's
is
gonna
gonna
make
be
fun
it's
of
gonna be
me.
lame, isn't it? I already know. I'm already ready for it.
What'd you say?
It's gonna be lame. So let me hear
So
it.
one of the things that my 8-year-old son is doing that I feel like is dangerous is he'll like stand up while he's riding and then like swerve a little, and I'm like, whoa.
Like, do you see it as dangerous, or does he think that it's dangerous?
I see it as dangerous. And then he'll and then today he started doing this thing where he would just bounce while he was riding, like bounce up and down on his seat. And I'm like, that just seems dangerous.
What's gonna happen?
He could bounce right off. I don't know.
That is
I
how
don't
bikes
know.
work. That is how bikes work.
Yeah. So
Okay, when we were kids, we loved riding bikes, and one of the things we would do is called ghost riding. So
what
you
is
ever heard
that?
someone say ghost ride the whip? Have you heard that before?
I think so, but I don't know what it is, or I don't remember what it
Well,
is.
like in a car, you would get out and like get on the roof or get on the hood or hang out the door. You're not actually in the driver's seat, and you're just letting the car like kind of just like ride by itself, like there's a ghost in there
That
driving the car.
is dangerous.
We would do that with bikes, but you can't
What?
obviously get off of the bike and ride somewhere
Yeah.
else. So we would just go really fast down the street, and we would just jump off the bike and just let it continue
Oh my
going down the
goodness.
street.
Is this what I have to look forward to?
Yeah,
As
we
a-
we would ride really close to someone's grass. So that way we weren't jumping out and rolling in the streets. You would go real fast and you get close to the grass and you just jump off and roll into the grass and let your bike just go down the street. And I have no idea how we didn't hit people's cars. Like the bike never hit someone's car. I don't know how that happened.
Logan just said the knee, Chris. Show them the knee. What happened to your knee?
Okay, it's probably like an old comment here. Let me bring this latest one up. So we loved riding bikes. You know, when you're a kid, your bike is like your car, right? You take it everywhere.
Yeah,
So I was riding down Logan Street, and my shoelace was apparently untied, and it got caught. It started to roll up in the pedal.
Oh my
And so
gosh,
I-
this is my fear.
So I couldn't take my foot off the pedal, and I couldn't really pedal anymore. And so I started to lose momentum, and my body started to lean to the side, but the side where my foot was stuck, and I couldn't lift my
you
foot.
can't pull it out. You
So
can't
I
pull your foot out.
So you know what touched the ground? My knee. As the bike is rolling down the street, so I start grinding my knee on the street. And it must have been like lifting, like up and down, like shh, because on my knee, I'm not flexible enough to show you all what my knee looks like here. But there are,
Is this why you have to use a cane?
yeah, this is why I have to use a cane. There's these 3 scars on my kneecap from where I grinded my knee in the street like a cheese grater. And my friends always said it looked like burnt cheese. You know, like you burn cheese like on a plate or on the foil. It looks like burnt cheese on my knee. So that's my knee story.
Oh my gosh, that should be a nickname for you, Burnt Cheese. What
Please.
up, Burnt Cheese? How's it going?
Please don't. Please don't. Anyways, well, you know what we don't do on This Is Awkward is
What?
fall off bikes. What we do here is we talk about awkward stories, specifically about money, that you all share with us here on the podcast.
Yes, and if you want to be part of our show,
Mhm.
just like the person who wrote in with her story today, you can do so by either sending us a message by going to awkwardpodcast.com, right? Is that correct? Or
That is
This
the website.
Awkward Podcast?
Oh, would you like me to put it on the screen?
I would like you to because I don't remember what it is.
There you
Is
go.
it this is
That's the
just
website.
visit awkwardpodcast.com, or you can call 707-200-8259 and leave us a voicemail. We actually got a voicemail right before we hit record, and it's a good one, but we're going to save it for our next episode.
Yeah, I always like seeing it come in. It's like, oh, we're running short. So if anyone here is like, I thought about leaving a voicemail or sending in a story, and I'm not too sure, do it. We want your stories. We're running low. We've run through a bunch already. We're this is episode 59. So
Yeah.
we've run through a lot of awkward stories, but we still need more. We're always
We're putting out a call. We need your awkward stories. This is an all call for your awkwardness. We promise that it's not going to be as bad as burnt cheese.
No, it will never be as bad as burnt cheese. But you know what's better than burnt cheese?
Is it our Patreon?
It is our Patreon, Allison. And you know what? If you love This Is Awkward, you want to find a way to support us, or you want even more This Is Awkward, this is how you can get it. Starting at just $3 a month. It's not, it's just like you can't even get coffee for $3 anymore.
No, you really can't. It's actually impossible.
Okay, I got
I really,
something.
I really feel like it is, unless you're going to make it from home. Cook it from home. Don't try cooking coffee.
I got something to admit though, Allison. I just spent $7 on a cup of coffee, and I regret it deeply.
You do. You
Deeply.
did.
I feel like that was way too much money for coffee.
That is a lot of money for coffee. Was it a really large coffee?
No, It was like their fancy holiday coffee. It wasn't pumpkin because, I don't do pumpkin. But
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm sorry. Your money would have been better spent on our Patreon.
that would have been over 2 months of This Is Awkward Patreon.
Yes, it would have been. And with Patreon, you get no ads, so you don't have to hear us talk about anything that's unnecessary. Or wait, no, super necessary for those who are listening to the ads. But you get no ads. You even get a private Discord community where you can chat with us directly. You get to watch us live, and you get extra bonus Patreon episodes. And let me tell you, these bonus Patreon episodes are gold. They are good.
They are. Look, even here, I got to put this up on screen. Scroggy Mama even said, it is worth it. The Patreon is worth it. So
the Patreon is worth it.
If you're not going to listen to us, listen to Scroggy Mama, aka Latoya.
That's right. Latoya. Listen to Latoya, because she knows where it's at. So come join us. Come join Latoya. You can learn more by clicking the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/thisisawkwardpodcast. And we hope to see you in the Patreon very soon.
Yeah, so we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, Allison, what are we talking about today?
Oh, we have a good story today. We have some in-laws, and we're just going to say that we named this episode, Are My In-Laws Stealing From Me? For a reason.
Ooh. This is the break here. Wow. I need like an animation or something.
Let me have some wine. I have some wine with my break. I'm gonna need some cheese next. Wine and cheese.
I have some burnt cheese if you like.
I don't want your knee. Gross. Burnt cheese. Did I call it boiled cheese earlier?
Who boils cheese?
No one. But I
That's
feel
fondue,
like it
right?
might look the same. Because if you burn it and it looks weird in the microwave, it's because it's been bubbling.
I guess. I guess. As we were getting ready, someone was like, Allison, did you get your drink already? So I think they know you're an alcoholic. So, hey.
I am not. Actually, this is usually the only time I drink. I'm like, hey, this is good. I can have my glass of wine on Thursday nights. Yeah, every other Thursday.
Get a little wine in.
Not bad. Not bad. Okay, you ready?
All right, bring us back, Allison.
Okay, Chris, I'm really excited about this awkward story because I feel like this isn't just one person struggling with this. I feel like this is something that many people have experienced.
Oh, well, I don't know if based on the description, because I have not seen this story, I don't think I've personally experienced this, but I don't know what it is. So here, why don't you read it? Because you put it in there and you know what's going on. So why don't you take the reading duties?
Okay, here we go.
There you go. Slide those bifocals down. There you go.
Let me. I gotta increase the font. Give me just a second. Okay, here we go. My wife and I have been married for 5 years. All this time, we have been on my in-laws' cell phone plan. They have a family plan, and there are actually 6 people on it. Me and my wife, both of her parents, and her 2 siblings. For the past 5 years, her parents have made the monthly payment. We then split the phone bill evenly between the 6 of us and pay our in-laws each month for our share of the bill. My wife and I pay for our portions, which are $70 each or $140 total. Last week, we received information about bundling our cell phone and internet to save money. I decided to compare the new offer with what we are currently paying our in-laws. I logged into our current cell phone plan and was not happy with what I discovered. As it turns out, both of her parents have insurance on their phones, and my wife's siblings have their phones on payment plans. The total bill is being split 6 ways, even though my wife and I do not have insurance on our phones and we have paid for our phones outright. This means that a portion of what we're paying is going to their insurance or cell phone payments. I did the math, and we have been overpaying our in-laws by $600 each year. I'm angry and want to ask everyone to pay us back. I feel like we have been cheated out of our money. My wife, on the other hand, wants to keep the peace. She is okay with us moving on to our own phone plan, but doesn't want to ask to be reimbursed. For the record, my in-laws are not struggling financially, and they are even helping support her siblings to an extent. We don't ask for money, but I feel like they should pay us back for this, even if it's just for the past year. What do you think we should do? Talk to her in-laws about it or ignore it and move on?
Oh, okay. This is a good one. Okay. I didn't know what was going on. So, okay. I can see how people have experienced something similar to this before.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I want to know what you think.
Oh, do you want me to just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off and just say what it is I think about this?
Say it. Say it.
All right.
Rip that Band-Aid off that burnt cheese knee. Tell us what you think.
Let me look. All right. So what the cheese is telling me is that you gotta let this one go. I think this is just you just gotta let this one go. This I equate to a going out to eat situation, right? You go out to eat at a restaurant with a group. Inevitably, it's gonna get split equally between everybody, and there's no way you all bought equal amounts of food. Like it's gonna be all over the place. From the person who bought like a $10 salad to the person who got like a $35 steak. Who got people got alcohol, some people didn't. It's gonna be all over the place, right? You got appetizers to share for the whole table. It never gets split up equally and fairly. It gets split up equally, but just not based off of what you actually ordered. And this is kind of like that. Like if you were still on the plan, then yeah, I would talk to them and say, hey, you know, can we adjust this, or I'm just gonna leave. But I don't think you can ask for the money back at this point because it's too late now. After the fact, you gotta just let that one go.
Okay, so Scroggy Mama just said in the Discord, see, this is what happens when you're part of Patreon. You can tell us what you think. And she says, y'all got played.
Basically.
Well, here's what I have to say. I have to say that but this is like this happened continuously though. $600 each month, unless you
no, each year, right?
Each year,
not month.
Sorry, $600 each year is a lot of money. I don't know, but like I don't feel like you're spending that much on going out to restaurants with friends and covering other people's costs.
I mean, but that's $50 a month, right? Roughly.
Yeah, $50 a month.
25 per person.
Okay.
It's not like, look, I'll take $600. I'm not saying I'm going to give someone $600 and not care. That's a lot of money. But at the same time, what type of discount were they getting? Like, how much would are they saying that they wouldn't looked at how much it would have been for 2 phone lines? And for just the 2 of them, and that was the $600 difference between what it was for their portion of the group phone plan, I guess we want to say.
I don't know.
Or is it what they should? That's the difference. Like if they went back and calculated what they should have been paying in the group family plan, and they realized that they paid $600 a year more, that's one thing.
That's what it is.
Okay, but if it
$600 more a year is what they've been paying, because that's their portion that they've been paying towards insurance. So $50 a month, they're paying $120 a month. No, $140 a month.
That's what the 2 of them are paying.
50 of that every month is going to insurance or siblings phone plans, like to pay off the phone. Which, by the way, speaking of phones, Kaylee, our beloved Kaylee, just texted me. She has us on the big screen.
Oh wait,
I get her.
Look at that
TV, and she's drinking a White Claw.
How to make you bigger on there? I'm going through everyone. There we go.
Look at that.
Well, her and Scroggy Mama, when I see that, I'm like, look at that. We made it, Allison. We're on TV.
It might be YouTube, but we did it. It might be a streaming service that anyone can get on, but that's okay.
Hey, it's still a TV, all right?
Yes. Okay. Shout out to Kaylee. Okay, so back to this.
Yeah, but this is what I want to say, Allison. Oh, sorry. Okay. I just had to jump in and say this because they're comparing what really is their fair portion of the bill to what they ended up paying. But I would be comparing it to what you would have paid if you had got the cell phone service on your own. Are you still overpaying in that situation? Because for 2 people, $100+ is pretty normal for 2 people on a phone plan together.
I mean, that's one way to look at it. But the way I see it is they have been overpaying $50 a month for the past 5 years. Let's just say for the past 1 year.
Okay.
They have been overpaying that because they have been paying for someone else's like insurance and someone else's phone to pay off someone's phone.
That's true.
So here's the deal. The husband wants to get the money back. He wants to confront them and get the money back and thinks they should be repaid. And so does Logan. Logan says, get the money back.
And LaToya.
Get the money back is what I think she's saying, right? And I don't think necessarily like, I don't know, I'm trying to think like what would level-headed Allison do and what would emotional Allison do? Because they wouldn't do the same thing. Like emotional Allison would be like, I want you to know. I don't necessarily want your money back, but I want you to know that I should get my money back.
I've been wronged.
But then level-headed Allison is like, let it go, right? That's how I feel. Like it depends, I think, on that. And I think that might be why this is hard for the husband in this situation is because he's looking at this from emotions. And this is also why a lot of money situations we encounter are hard, because we're looking at them through emotions. And it's a lot easier for you and I to say, just get over it. It's not a big deal.
I'm not saying it's not a big deal. I'm saying that it's too late now. It's like it's going to be too. You're going to cause more problems trying to get $600 back. I mean, or $1,200. I don't know how many years this was. Like, it's going to be more awkward trying to get the money back than just letting it go at this point. You can still tell them, but you got to just let it go. You can't be like, I'm going to take you to small claims court and get my $600 back.
Well, and it doesn't help though. And speaking of the emotions, and Logan just brought this up in the comments, is it also doesn't help that the parents are already supporting the other siblings. So I can see why this couple and why this person feels frustrated. Like, I can definitely see, like, I feel like their feelings are validated. I feel like I would feel the same way. However, I also don't think that they're going to get the money back, and I don't think it's worth the battle. Like, is this the hill you want to die on? Is this the battle you really want to go through? That's the question here.
Yeah, Scroggy Mama in Discord, she said, "Y'all got played, suck it up." But here's the thing: I'm gonna take the opposite side of this, Allison. I think we're coming at this from different perspectives, and I think that this wasn't intentional. I think they did what most people do. You get a bill, you divide it by the number of people, especially if you're talking about like parents. I don't know if this person was writing it as around our age, it means their parents are maybe like in their 50s, 60s, maybe even early 70s. They're not going through doing an itemized reconciliation of that bill. They're like, oh, the bill was $300 divided by 6 people. Here you go. Everyone give me your cut. Like they're not going through. They probably don't even understand how that's laid out in the bill. So I don't think it's malicious. I mean, being honest, like if my parents,
this is ageism.
If my parents got this bill, they would just be like, well, here's your cut. Like they're not going to go through. I would make a spreadsheet and I'd be like, this is your portion. I've gone through and broke out the taxes and fees proportionately to every person. And here's what you owe. That's what I would do. And I've done that in the past. But most people aren't going to go through the effort of that. So I don't think it's malicious. That's why I'm leaning towards just you got to let it go.
Okay.
What are your thoughts? You don't agree with me.
It's not that I don't agree with you. It's not that I don't agree with you.
It's not that I don't agree with you. I just think that what you're saying is wrong and I don't like it.
It's not that I don't agree with you. It's that I want the in-laws to know that they did something wrong. But then I also have to say, Allison, that's the immature side of you. Like, I have to see, like,
But did they do something wrong though?
Okay, you're right. They maybe, okay, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Maybe you're right. Maybe we just have to have the best like outlook on them and say, okay, this was not intentional. And when you look at it from that, it's a lot easier to let go. But when you look at it from, oh, they knew all along and they're helping the siblings and we're paying more, that's when it's hard to let it go. So I guess the person who wrote in with this story needs to ask themselves, how do they want to look at this? How do they want to approach the situation? And then also, what's going to help them be the most sane in this entire thing? Like, was that your phone going off?
No.
Oh, that was my phone going off.
Put your phone on silent. Come on now.
Actually, I think it's that thing over there, which I'm going to talk about later, going off. But I don't remember what I was saying. But Logan.
Read his comment. What did he say?
Logan just comes up and says, this is why Logan probably doesn't have any in-laws, or he should be happy he doesn't have any in-laws. Logan says, cell phone bills have existed for over 30 years. They know that some of them have insurance and others don't. Look, see, maybe this is like what I feel like Logan sent this in.
I know, this is secretly he's trying to get some answers. Here's the thing. Here's my rebuttal to all of this, right? Another one on the list of rebuttals I have. They were okay with paying this until they went and looked at other cell phone plans. So they agreed, they knew how much they were paying every month. It wasn't a surprise, right? And they were okay with what that dollar amount was. They felt to them it was a better deal doing this than getting their own plan, right? Like
or a more convenient deal.
Yeah, it was convenient. Maybe it was cost savings for them. So they just decided to just go ahead and go with it. And at that point, it's only because now you think back like, oh, maybe I should have been paying less based off of the real numbers, but you're okay with it all along, and that's kind of where I'm at. Like, just let it go. You were fine with it. You kind of can't go back now and change history.
Now, what if they were to instead go into the in-laws' house and like subtly steal toilet paper over the next 10 years to amount to the cost, just like one roll at a time to amount to the cost of the savings?
Do you know how much toilet paper you have to steal to get $600 back? That's a lot of toilet paper.
Not a lot these days.
That's a lot of toilet paper. I don't know what brand you're getting
these days.
I get like
I get the good stuff.
I get the good stuff. I get it shipped from Amazon every month.
Of course you do.
And it's like
subscribe and save.
It's on subscribe and save, and it's like $25 a month.
How much you get?
It's like 4 6-packs in there.
How much are you using?
It's just on automatic repeat, so it's just sometimes we end up with like more than we need. But you know, that's a lot of toilet paper you got to steal to get $600 back.
All I know is if anyone wants to steal toilet paper, go to Chris's house because he has extra.
Won't even notice it.
So I don't know. And okay, so Scroggy Mama also says the siblings could have added to the phones without asking the parents. I don't know.
Wait, what did you say here? Siblings could have added.
She says that the siblings could have added to the phones, like added the phones, like rolled it in without the parents noticing. I feel like they would notice that.
If they gave them like the pin, yeah, you would notice a bill popping up though.
Yeah. Unless you think like Chris, where you just think they don't even know how to even get online. Look, they must be in their 50s or 60s. Do they even have a computer?
I'm not saying all people in their 50s and 60s can't look at a cell phone bill and break it out, but I think it's just natural for people to say, look, this is the bill, this is how many people, divide it up, fair and square, boom, we're all set. I don't feel that this was malicious. It could be. I don't know these people. They could be like, we're going to make these people subsidize our other kids that we like better. Like, I could be one of those situations, but I don't know. It just feels like it's not.
Yeah. Latoya also said, Scroggy Mom also said they could start decreasing what they give the in-laws by $10 a month until they get to $50 less and see when and if the parents say anything. That is risky because I feel like they could just cut you off of your phone bill.
They're going to be like, where's the rest of our money at? We've noticed that you've been giving us less and less. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think you got to let it go.
I will say that the mature side of me that is going to like not die on this hill will tell the person like, just let it go. Look at this as a learning experience and say, okay, like I'm going to make sure I have boundaries and I don't like share bills with anyone other than, my spouse, like not even family, but just my spouse, my partner. So saying that, and then just looking at this as a learning experience.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Or you just don't give them Christmas gifts this year.
No, see, don't listen to Allison. This is going to get bad for you. You're going down a bad road here.
I know. You're so right. I am. You're right. I am. Chris is like, this is not healthy, Allison.
Don't do this. Because here's the thing. Like, these people, look, I'm not saying they didn't get ripped off. Like, yes, they were paying more than they should have. I 100% agree with that. But they were okay for, I don't know how long, paying whatever they were asked to pay. They felt it was fine. They didn't feel like they were being ripped off all these years. Mm-hmm. If you had a problem with it, you kind of had to have said it while it was going on. Now that you're leaving, to me, the cleanest way is just be like, well, that sucks. I should have paid attention. But I paid what I felt was a fair price all these years. I'm leaving now, so it doesn't really matter anymore. Good luck to all the rest of you. Like that, you gotta just treat it like that.
Wow, who knew that Chris would be the one with the level head here?
I'm always the voice of reason on this podcast.
I'm
always the voice of reason.
Usually you're the devil's advocate. Usually and these things you're like, you take the other stance, and I'm the one that's like, just accept it and move on.
I can tell you this: I've never said anything along the lines of slowly steal toilet paper. Go back and make sure that they know how they wronged you. Don't give them a Christmas gift. Like I don't think I've ever gone that far on the opposite side of things.
Maybe I've watched too much like toxic TV lately, and it's just like getting into my brain.
It's rotting your mind, Allison. It's rotting your mind.
Oh goodness. Well, this was a good one because I feel like this can be applied to, obviously like phone bills, but I'm sure there's other things that it could be applied to too. Like you said, with the restaurants, or I know that some people will have their kids on like car insurance for a while, things like that. And, it can get a little bit gray.
Yeah, it can. And I got to share this comment because this is in the vein of this, but a little bit different. So Logan said, he said, he makes sure, referring to me, he makes sure I pay my fair share at lunch or dinner, by the way. And I want to just confirm that, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah, because you try to make Logan pay more.
No, here's the thing. We go out to eat.
Logan's like, no.
No. Let me explain what happens here, Allison. We go out to eat. I don't drink. He drinks. He loves a good beer. He loves a fancy, snobby beer.
Logan and I and you should all go out to dinner and we'll drink fancy, snobby beers, and then we'll make you pay the whole bill.
Oh,
Both of us will leave our wallets at home.
I'm walking out. But this is what happens. He gets like 2 $8 beers, and then we both get a meal, and I'm sitting there like, he's got twice the amount of money spent on this bill. And the first time he got me, and I was like, hold on, this doesn't seem right. So I made it a point. Whenever we go out, we have another friend named Paul who we go out with, and we'll go there. We went to Korean barbecue not that long ago, Allison, and I sat there and I turned the receipt over and I made a detailed breakdown of what everybody ordered. I split the tax up proportionately. I split the tip up proportionately. And I said, this is what you owe, Logan. And it's always $10 to $15 more than everybody else because of all the beer he's buying. So yeah.
Wait, but here's my question. Can you guys not ask the server to split
They won't split it 3 ways. That's always the problem. They'll split it 2 ways, but they won't do 3 ways.
So in Texas, they'll split it however many, like if there's 6 people.
I don't think it's a Texas thing. I think it's a restaurant thing. Every place is a little bit different.
It's a state thing, I think.
You think it's a state law? Like, we don't allow you.
It's a bougie thing.
No, there's certain places that will, and there's certain places that won't. Like, it depends on if they feel like doing it. I think they just say, we don't want to do this. But the specific Korean barbecue place, they're like, no, give us two cards is what you get, and you figure it out amongst yourselves. So, yeah, Logan, I make sure you pay your fair share. I'm not paying for your beers that I didn't drink. Get out of here. Move that comment.
Golly. Well, this took an interesting turn. On that note, thank you to the person who wrote in with their story. I hope that you feel just a little bit more at peace with where you have found yourself in this awkward situation. And I hope that you don't let it dictate your relationship from here on out, and that you can kind of let go of it the way Chris said and just kind of learn from this lesson. Exactly.
So don't listen to any of Allison's advice she gave. Just ignore anything she said in this episode. But
you should just go in, and when you edit this, or when we have Steve edit this, we should just have him delete everything I say.
Just cut all it out. It's just gonna be me.
Only talking.
Today we have a solo episode from Chris. Oh, but we're gonna take a break after we got through this awkward story, and when we get back, we're gonna hop into what we're loving. And I'm really interested to hear Allison's. I've been waiting all week to hear you talk about what you're loving.
I can't believe I feel like you're as excited about it as I am.
The first time I'm going to like what you're recommending.
Okay, hold on. Let me grab this. Hold on.
All right, go for it. You know what? Latoya put in there, you know who will split the bill? Waffle House.
I love Waffle House.
I've only been to one Waffle House in my life.
Logan even said, what did he say when I was like giving him a voice? What did he say?
That's exactly how he sounds?
Yes, that's exactly how it sounds.
It is. Smug.
You got the tone correct.
Smug,
indignant. Logan, one day I'll meet you. We'll make Chris buy us beers.
I'm kidding. What's the cheapest beer? Whatever that is.
It's a craft beer.
No, I know that much. That I know that is not the answer to that.
We're gonna get a craft beer, and it's the biggest one you can buy. They actually have a deal where it's the bigger, the lower price it is. And most beers are usually about like $15 to $18 each. That's on the low end.
Yeah. So, I've purchased beer for other people before. I know how much it costs.
You mean me and Logan? Yeah. You're going to purchase beer for us.
This is past tense.
You haven't yet.
For Christmas one year, I bought him this snobby beer that was had a cork in it. It had like 2 bottles, like they're corked beers with this fancy bottle. But my favorite beer I've ever bought him was the Stone Cold Broken Skull IPA. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin
Wow.
316 himself has a beer, and it's
Wow.
with the El Segundo Brewing Company, which was down the street from where I used to work. And I
If it's
walked over
good.
there, and I got him some glasses and a couple. I think I like a 4-pack of those beers. And even though I don't drink, I was just very satisfied with the purchase because it was a Stone Cold beer. That was all it was.
Well, there you go. Okay, you ready to do this? You
All
want to bring us
right,
back?
I'll bring us back.
Let's do that. This is when our numbers are going to drop. We're watching live.
All right, Allison, we're back from the break, and we're hopping into the segment that is the only reason you show up every week, and that is what I'm loving. So, Allison, for those who have not ever heard this segment before, what is it? What do we do here?
Oh, you are in for a treat. This is when Chris and I share something that we are loving, something that is bringing us joy, something that is lighting us up inside, something that we want to share with you. It could be a person, a place, a thing, an animal, an idea, a thought, a book. It doesn't matter what it is. We share it with you so that you can either try out what we're loving, or you can just find more gratitude in your everyday life and start noticing the things around you that you're loving too.
Mm. You've
Ugh,
given it so much more importance than
preach.
it really has. But that was a great introduction. You know
Thank
what?
you.
I've been waiting all week to hear your what I'm loving item thing for this week. So you just go for it. I want to hear it. You go first.
Okay. I hope Kaylee is watching. I don't know if she is, but okay, this one comes with a story. Months and months and months ago, maybe even more, well, no, not a year ago, maybe like probably like 6 to 8 months ago. I had this thing where I thought, I'm going to buy an iPad and I'm going to get an Apple Pencil and I'm going to use my business income to get this as a business expense. And then I talked myself out of it because it's a lot of money. And I thought,
Yeah.
no, you don't need that. Like, that's not necessary. What would you even do with it? I even asked people, should I get this? And someone was like, I don't really use it, which is fine because it's not for everyone. Well, on Friday, I had a meeting with Kaylee, who's my director of operations. And
He's so
she,
fancy.
like, very passively, kind of just out of like just little side comments, said something about,
Did she say
maybe
look
she
under
said
your
something about
chair?
an iPad.
Did she say look,
No, she didn't
Allison?
say look.
I want you to reach down and look under your chair.
Oh my gosh. I feel like Oprah said no, but and then I think maybe I said something like, I kind of want to get this, but like I don't know if it's actually necessary. And she was like, do it. Get it. And I was like, really? She's like, I could think of so many ways you could use this for your business. Like, because I'm a very visual person. So even when I'm talking to her in a meeting, I'll be like, I just need to get a piece of paper and draw it out. And I'll literally sit here with a piece of paper and like draw something
We'll
out and like
confirm
hold it up to the
you
screen.
do always use physical paper. Like the internet and computers have not been invented.
Yeah, I do. So anyway, I said, okay, I'll go ahead and order it. So Matt was home on Friday. I went ahead and I said, Matt, can you like help me pick out my new iPad and my Apple Pencil? I ordered it. He went and picked it up from Best Buy. Like I just did like pick up at store. He picked it up. And then my children and my husband left for the weekend to go camping. And I sat there on Friday night watching this interesting show that we're going to talk about in Patreon, not here, and drinking my wine and falling madly in love with my iPad and Apple Pencil. And let me tell you, Kaylee sent me like some different things to look at, like, oh, you need to download this app and get this. And I just follow what she does, what she tells me to do. It is amazing because I am so visual. So I like while I am working on my book, I'm going through my book and I'm literally like reading the book that I wrote and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is great. This is like a really good content ideas. So I downloaded GoodNotes 5. I paid like one-time fee for
It
it.
is a great app. I use that one as well.
Yes. And I'm able to just like, here's my content ideas. And I love handwriting. So here's all my podcast ideas, my social media ideas, like literally just things that I'm like, oh, I could totally do a whole podcast on that, or I could totally do that. Analogies I want to use in teaching. These are email ideas. Like it's literally just a wonderful way. And then I started drawing out my customer journey map. So then I'm like drawing out my map of like, how are people going to like make it onto my email list and all of these things. Like, it's just magical. It's wonderful. I love it. Like, I even have my meal plan on it. So I'm using it to like make reels and everything. It's just, makes me so happy.
Thanks for explaining to all of us how iPads work. I think that was a really good breakdown. But
Anyway, the Apple Pencil is super cool because it charges by just literally like attaching magnetically to the side of the iPad. So it literally just charges by attaching there.
I'm so happy that you've come to the 2020s and you're embracing technology. I know you've been afraid. You're always like the witches are going to get in.
For a while. But it's so great. Like, and I haven't had an iPad in like, I don't know, probably 8 years. And then they just become like my kids' iPads. So I don't even know everything that it can do yet. But I love it.
Welcome to the club. I think I showed you. I got the mini one because I was like, I didn't want the huge giant one, but I have the pencil and the iPad. And I've been, it's so convenient. It's nice using something that's bigger than your phone sometimes because my eyes get like, my old eyes are getting tired of looking at it. So I take notes. I'll read on it. I do a lot of my reading there, reading and taking notes. Like if I might want to research a topic, I'll send it over here and read it on there. But
really,
I'm very
like, what do you mean, like articles?
Yeah,
like you'll read articles?
Yeah, Instapaper. It's a great app. You use it and you can
Instapaper.
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
It's an app. And basically you can just copy the links and then send them over to Instapaper. It aggregates them all together. You can highlight notes. It'll put all your notes together. You can go back and look at your highlights and things you've read. I've been using this combination of apps where it's Instapaper, it's Readwise, and Notion. And those three together.
Readwise?
So Readwise is like an aggregator. It takes all the highlights and notes you're taking and brings them all into one place. And they can like send them back to you like every day. Like, hey, here's a refresher, some things you highlighted to see if we want to like remember this or look at it again. But then it could take that and put it into Notion, which is kind of like a database software or service. Yeah. And then all my highlights come over there and I can use them to build, episodes, go through and I do like research databases where I have like all these different things I'm pulling in, like, I'm doing a big thing on inflation and recessions and all that stuff. So yeah.
Sounds like a lot of technology. I'm just going to doodle on mine for now.
I know it's a lot for you, so I won't overwhelm you.
You use yours a lot more like detailed than I do. I use one app so far. I'm not even logged into Instagram properly. Oh wait, yeah, I am. Look at that.
I'm proud of you either way. Even the small step into technology, I'm proud of you.
This is something that you would have told me to like get a really long time ago.
Yeah, like 5 or 6 years ago, I probably would have told you to do that. But hey, look, you're here now.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, okay?
I made it, and I love it so much.
The best recommendation you've had. My kids are so jealous. Don't they have an iPad?
They do, but this one has an Apple Pencil and it's new, so Oh
yeah, anything new they're going to try to grab that.
Yeah, but I tell them, no, this is business. Like I pay for this with business money. You cannot touch it.
Don't
you
even breathe
or
on
else
it.
I'll get in trouble. Yeah.
Lying to your kids now.
What do you mean? Lying to my kids what?
But they're going to get in trouble if they touch
that I'll get in trouble?
It's a business iPad.
Yeah, by my boss, which is
Kaylee. So anyways, all right. I'm going to hop in to what I'm loving now, Allison.
Okay.
Because you already know what this is. I can't even have you guess what this is.
No, I know what it is.
You already know what it is. So what I'm loving is She-Hulk. I just watched the finale. And I love this show. I can't even begin. I'll bring this up. I can't even begin to tell you how much I love this show, Allison. I've been getting a little tired of some of the Marvel shows. I'm not going to lie. Like I've watched pretty much everything Marvel, but some of the recent shows, I just, they had good points. The actors are always
even
good.
That Lotus. No, that Logan. No, that, what's
Moon
the
Knight?
one? No.
Loki?
The one you got me to write. Loki,
I love that one. So Loki has been my favorite of them. So Loki, WandaVision, that's like top tier for me. Those are the ones I'm like, amazing. I've watched them twice at least. Then
so
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk gets like a solid B.
No, She-Hulk.
Solid 82.
She-Hulk was a solid A. Like I don't even know. This is competing for my favorite Marvel show that they've done. Like
what?
I love this show.
Is it because it's funny?
They all try to do their humor in there, but it's funny. It's well written. Great casting. Like the actors they pick for all these roles are amazing. I just like it's so different from your typical Marvel show. It's not super action packed at all. It's more of like a situational comedy. It's like a sitcom kind of, it's she's a lawyer and she's dealing
Okay.
with being a Hulk now and all the stuff that comes with that, but also trying to balance it with, trying to still want to be a lawyer, which she went to school for to do. And it's so well done. And the show's gotten so much hate, because of trolls and immature little boys who are grown men, but still act like little boys on the internet.
Wait,
And,
who got so much hate?
oh, this show got so much hate on the internet.
Why?
I mean, part of it's
Why?
probably just because it was a woman as the main character. That brings out all the weirdos just by that being a fact. But
Yeah.
people were just hating for no reason, and it's such a well written show, a well done,
But-
well acted show.
Isn't that what people on the internet do?
That's just what the internet is. But it was getting
That's what the
exceptional
internet
hate for no reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Like it was making headlines. How much hate it was getting?
Oh yeah, it was all over
Really?
Twitter
Wow.
constantly. And it's what's so great about this show is this is a character from the comics who breaks the fourth wall all the time. So it's constantly she'll turn to the camera and say different things and speak directly to you.
Oh,
And it's just so well done. I can't say enough about it. If you've maybe stopped
Okay.
watching some Marvel shows because maybe you're a little tired of them and so much of the same formula, I think this one's different enough that it may bring you back in.
you think I would like it?
I think you may. I don't know. No one. Does anyone die? I don't know if anyone dies. I don't want to spoil it. There's not.
Is there any creepiness to it?
There's relationship drama. There's.
But is there any murders or suspense? Or,
No, it's not.
crime?
It's not a suspenseful thriller type show. It's a comedy. It's a comedy.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
You have weird taste, Allison. I don't know if I can recommend
Maybe
this to you.
You're like, I don't know what you would like. It's a toss up.
Who knows? One day it's about a cult. The next day it's about a girl dying on the toilet. The next day it's about I don't even know. It's chihuahuas being imported
Oh.
illegally from Spain. I don't know. You're all over the place. But
Have I watched a show about that?
I'm just making up random stuff now.
Sounds like something I would watch.
It really does.
Other days it's LuLaRoe. That one was good.
That was a good recommendation. I'll give you
documentary.
that one.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I have good recommendations.
Every now and then you do.
But okay, maybe I'll try it out for a couple of episodes. I liked Loki. I think I can't really remember though. Okay,
Oh.
so Latoya said She-Hulk gets her groove on, so not in front of kids. My husband started letting my 10-year-old son watch this, and after the second episode, I was like, I don't think this is like the other Marvel movies where he should watch this. And so we've stopped. And my husband said, I need to watch this before you watch it. And he hasn't finished it. But I'm like, no, you're not. He's not watching this. But he keeps asking. He's like, Dad, we need to finish the She-Hulk movie. And I'm like, no, you don't. Or whatever the show.
I mean, it's not overly sexual to me. You're not seeing. There's no nudity on the screen. It's just more. It's about adults, right? And adults living regular lives. So she's dating in this. So she's struggling with that. But it's not. I don't know. It's nothing to me. There's been much more overt sexuality and violence in many other Marvel things than this. But it's still I think the overall tone and theme is more suited for an adult. I don't see a kid liking this as much as an adult would.
And I think he's seen the first episode or maybe the first and second episode. And you know how they have the end of scenes at the end of the credits?
Oh,
There was
yes.
one there.
Yes.
I think it was the first or second episode
the first
where they were
episode.
talking about virginity. And I was
Yeah.
like, and Matt and I both looked at each other and I was like, I don't know about this. This is, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. It's,
Latoya, they only touched on 25% of how she is in the comics, according to my source, aka my husband.
yeah, see, I've never been a big comics person, so I didn't know that much about her other than a few little things here and there. But what I'm hearing, this is just a sample of how she is in the comics. But your kids, they probably won't like it that much. Maybe if they're older teens, they might get into it. But Allison, I want you to watch it. You may like it.
I mean, I'll see what I can do. I'm currently watching another show right now, which we'll talk about in the Patreon episode. So be sure, go to our show notes or patreon.com/thisisawkwardpodcast to sign up.
That's right.
But Chris, we are running late, so let's go ahead and move on to your favorite segment, which is the listener shout out.
Yes, and this week's listener shout out is going to Fifi. I wish I had a graphic. I have no graphic to put on the screen here.
Oh,
But
it's okay.
on Twitter, Fifi retweeted one of our last episodes that came out. I think it was the most recent one, 58. And she said she really enjoyed this episode. This was the one we talked about
Yay.
the sister-in-law who always happens to forget her wallet. One of my favorite
That's gonna
episodes
be me
we've
and
done.
Logan whenever you go out and buy us drinks.
I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna be like, oh, you guys forgot these, and pull them both out. But yeah, Fifi's been listening to Popcorn Finance for years. She was like one of the earlier listeners, like years and years ago.
Really?
So I had no idea she was listening to This Is Awkward, but she is, and
Cool.
want to give her a shout out. Say thanks for listening and the
Awesome.
support.
Yeah. Thanks, Fifi. We appreciate it. We appreciate anyone who shouts out our episode because
Oh, yeah.
maybe you'll bring one or a couple of listeners, or hey, maybe 100 listeners
Maybe.
over to This Is Awkward, and they can, enjoy the fun alongside us.
Exactly. So yeah, let's get out of here. I did not realize how long we went on this episode.
Yeah.
We will be back in 2 weeks for those of you who are not patrons, but we'll be back in a week for our patrons with another bonus episode right into your Patreon only feed.
Yes. We'll see you then.
Oh, wait, hold on, wait. But
What?
Allison doesn't even
What?
remember how the show works.
What?
Thanks again to our anonymous
Oh,
writer
yeah.
who's left their awkward story. If you want to be like them and share your awkward story, and we're running low, so get those awkward stories in.
Mhm.
Go to awkwardpodcast.com. You can write in, you can leave a voice message, there's multiple ways to get a hold of us, or you can just call us directly at 707-200-8259. Get them in. We're at the bottom of the barrel of our awkward stories. We need more, so get them into us. That way we can keep doing what we enjoy doing here.
Okay. Now we're over.
Yeah, we can
Now
go
we're
now.
done. Okay.
So-
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Catch us on Patreon at patreon.com/This Is Awkward Podcast, where you can get those extra bonus episodes. Maybe if we get at least 2 more patrons next week, Allison will remember how the show works. Maybe that'll trigger her memory.
You said we were running out of time, so I was trying to wrap it up. You just keep talking over there. Like, let's go. We've already talked about Patreon. They already know how to contact us. Let's get on out of here.
Whatever. That's how the show works, Allison. All right.
Okay.
So when you get out of here, we're going right into our Patreon episode for our patrons who are joining us live. But the episode itself, it's over now because Allison said it's over. So bye.
That was so weird, Chris. So weird. Oh my gosh. Okay. Do we need to change out our quick time or anything like this? Or we just jump right in?
Let it keep going. Let it
Okay,
roll.
here we go. This is the Patreon episode.
It is.
Starting now.
Yeah.
Are you going to put on music?
Oh, sure. Do it again. I'll put the music on.
This is the Patreon episode starting now.
Come back around full circle. Got the intro music again. There we go.
There we go. This is very exciting. We have some really great stuff to talk about on this episode. And I think that since we have gone to only recording every other week, I feel like we have so much to talk about.
It builds up. We get a nice
It does.
list of
Very
content. We're
exciting.
not struggling to figure out what we're going to talk about on this episode.
No, we're not. I need to make my font bigger.
Get your phone
Okay,
bigger.
Chris, go ahead. Take it away. I'm excited.
All right. So I think I almost put every single item in this rundown.
You did. Huh?
Yeah. So the first thing I
Almost.
put on here, because I've been watching a large amount of TV, Allison. I've been watching a lot of different shows.
You know they have these things, Chris, where it's kind of like TV, but you create the picture in the movie in your head when you read words.
I was going
And
to say, are you
it's
talking about having
called
a dream?
Books.
Are you
where you could
book shaming me
read-
now?
I'm just putting that out
How
there.
rude. How rude. I'm watching TV like it's going to go out of business, and I'm trying to keep these people here. And one of the shows I watched recently, because I'm watching so many shows, I can't do a list of what I'm loving segment every time. There's too many shows. It's not gonna be enough spots for it.
By the time we record again, he's already loving 3 new shows.
I've watched
that
3
he's
new
finished.
shows. I mean, I'm in the middle of watching Andor, which for sure is gonna get one of my
yeah.
one. It's the latest Star Wars show. might be one of the best Star Wars things they've ever done. I'm not even going to get into how great that is. It's not what this segment's about.
I don't really want to do this anymore. Okay, let's go.
Wait.
Talk about the show that I know about.
Oh, you want to talk about Andor? Since you brought it up, Allison.
I said not
Andor
that one.
is
No.
a Disney. It's a Disney Plus original, Allison.
that
Let me bring it up. Let me show
one.
you on the screen. Here it is.
No,
This is.
I don't want to talk
It's
about.
amazing. It's amazing.
It looks good.
It's
It looks
good. It's
creepy.
gritty. It's some gritty Star Wars.
Is it already on?
Yeah, they're halfway through right now.
Oh, is it Star Wars?
It's good though. It's like it's so unlike any. Haven't even seen the Stormtrooper yet. There's no lightsabers. It's very un-Star Warsy. It's very very mature. I think it might be too mature for your youngest son. It might be a little bit too much for him.
So.
Yeah.
TV 14.
Yeah. But it's good. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. This show, I don't know if it would officially make my What I'm Loving, but it was an interesting show, and I thought Allison would like this show. And little did I know you've already seen it.
I saw it weeks ago.
It's called
When
The White
did
Lotus.
I watch this?
Oh.
I think I watched this when we were at FinCon.
It's
Chris.
old. This is the second season's about to come out already.
Oh, is it? I watched this whenever we were going to FinCon, and I downloaded some episodes on the flight, and I would watch it in the morning when I was getting ready. But The White Lotus, let's talk about it.
The White Lotus is the show. And this show, they're about to come out with season 2.
I know that.
It's one of those weird shows where it's not really about anything. Like when I try to think about what the show is about, I'm like, I don't even know. Like you're watching it, even the first 2 episodes, I was like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know where this is going, but for some reason I can't stop watching it. And I think this is the cast for the next season that's coming up. So apparently it's gonna be like an anthology series where they swap out pretty much almost the entire cast, except for what is her name here?
The woman who's in everything.
The woman here, she's been acting forever. She has a voice that everyone imitates. What is her name?
Her name is Jennifer Coolidge.
There we go, Jennifer Coolidge. That's her there. So she was in the first season. Apparently she's going to be in the second season too. But it's just a show about rich people and their messed up lives at this very expensive resort. That's pretty much the premise of the show.
It is. And it's really weird. And Paul just said on our chat, it's about the privileged class and the bubble they live in.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what the show is about. It is very random.
It is. And he says he didn't like it. I was left like, do I like this? Do I not like this? I can't tell.
Yeah.
Because it's just so off the wall.
It
Like,
really
how
is.
could this even be a storyline? Like, is how I feel. Now, I will let you know that since watching The White Lotus, my husband and I had a very big conversation. And he said to me, I don't think we should pay for HBO Max anymore. And I said, what? And he said, what is actually good on HBO Max?
Do you need me to give you a list? Do you need a list from me? I will make him a list if you want to know what's good.
What are you actually watching? And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm watching on HBO Max. I mean, I watched Big Little Lies, but that's not coming on anymore. That's done for.
And it's trash, so.
No, it is not. Scroggy Mama will stand by me. Okay?
I've never seen it. I don't even know what that show's about.
Yeah. But I just think, okay, so people are saying Arrested Development, but I haven't watched that. I've never seen that. But there's not anything that I'm tuning in weekly for. There's nothing that
Allison,
I can't wait. And then I said, but what if something comes out that I want to watch? And he said, well, then we'll just sign up for a month and you can watch it.
I mean, that's
and
true.
I was like, yeah, that's true.
Let me give you some shows here, Allison. I'm just going to run off some here. The Righteous Gemstones. I just started watching this show.
Can I have your login?
No, because I'm using someone else's login.
Well, then, this is not fair for you to tell me this.
But look, it's worth it.
Login are you? Logan, can I use your login?
It's not Logan's because I think he's using someone else's too, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh.
But look, if I didn't have access to someone else's HBO, I would pay for this service because they got some good shows. So look, The Righteous Gemstones. I just started this show. It's on 2 seasons so far. Hilarious, ridiculous show. You got Barry, which just finished their 3rd season.
Never seen it. Okay,
amazing show. Hacks. It's about an aging comedian and a younger writer who's both of them trying to get their careers back on track. One of the best comedies I've seen in a while. It's 2 seasons. What else is on there? Insecure. I just finished watching all 5 seasons of that.
I can't watch that.
Let's see what else I have here. I'm going through my list. I'm sure there's a bunch of HBO shows
Here's
that
the deal. There's nothing that like I come back for that. Like and then if something does come out, then I can get it for a period of time. But he was like, "Listen, you know, we're paying, well, we're not even paying for that much. We pay for Apple TV, we pay for Hulu,
Mm-hmm.
we pay for Netflix. We get Disney Plus for free. Oh, we don't even pay for Hulu because we get that for free. We get Hulu for free. We get Disney Plus for free.
So you're
So we
paying
just
for one service.
we pay for Netflix and we pay for
Oh, Netflix. Okay.
Apple Plus. But Matt was like, "Why are we doing this?" And I was like, "I don't know." And he was just like, "What are you willing to let go of?" And I was like, "I guess this one." Like, because he doesn't use it at all, at all. But he also doesn't watch TV.
It doesn't seem like Matt
Oh,
watches
and we
TV.
get Peacock for free. We used to pay for it, and Matt canceled our account, and we can still log in on our TV.
You know, don't tell
But
anyone.
we're not being charged.
I can do that on Paramount Plus too for some reason. I don't know why.
You can. It's like so exciting, right? Like it just keeps working.
Yeah, I get it. Like you can start to add up. I mean, after a while, you're like, "Am I really watching this? Like, should I just go ahead and cancel this?" And if you're not watching it, you can just easily, like you said, cancel it and just start it back up when a new show comes out you want to watch. So I'm not gonna pressure you into watching these shows.
And then you know what else Matt said? Matt was like, "You would hate this. Are you ready for this?" He was like, "I just think that maybe sometimes after the kids go to bed, we could just like sit by each other and read instead of watching TV."
Why would I hate that? You act like I don't know how to read.
I don't know, just because then there's no TV. But my mind, my ADHD brain, like I really struggle reading like books. And I've been working all day long, like mentally draining myself. So reading can be hard for me. But I can listen to books like none other. I'll get an audiobook and I'll just sit there quietly. My earbuds in.
Cancel it if you need to.
You want to talk about a really good show, and that is The Watcher, which, by the way, who just said this in the comments? This is what I wanted to talk about. You wanted to talk about White Lotus. I want to talk about The Watcher.
This is a Netflix show, right?
This is a Netflix show, and it is freaking amazing. Chris, it is based on a true story. Okay. And it's about these people that buy a house, this beautiful, these privileged people who buy this house outside of New York City. I don't know where, because I'm not familiar with all the crazy rich suburbs of New York City. But they buy this house and they start receiving all of these super creepy letters in the mail of someone watching their house and like seeing every move they make and then saying that they like want to meet their children and all this stuff, and like you brought new blood to the house and everything.
See, what are you watching? Like, see, I don't need this type of energy in my life, right? I don't need this.
Good. Yes. Okay. So Latoya says the true story about The Watcher is so crazy. It is so crazy. This is the show I started watching on Friday night with my new iPad playing around, and I started watching. I watched the first 4 minutes of the first episode. Mind you, Matt is gone. My children are gone. It's just me in my house. I watched the first 4 minutes and I was like, hell no, can't do this by myself.
Yeah, why are you doing this to yourself?
And I started watching it again while he was home or in the daytime. It is so creepy, but it is just about all of these people and like who is guilty for being the watcher. And it just causes this like family, specifically the husband, to almost like unravel from it all, to the point where they hire like a private investigator and then they just uncover all of these super creepy things about the house. And it's based on a true story. It is so freaking good.
Why do you do this to yourself? Like, you need some joy in your life. You're always watching people get murdered or ripped off or something like that. What about just like a nice light comedy or something fun?
I mean, I watched that. Like, I watched Loot on Apple TV. That was fun for a little bit. I'm watching Love is Blind season 3 right now. That's light. I'm looking at my watch list. But no, you know what I never watched was, what is that, Dahmer?
Oh, no.
Something I was like, not doing that. No, thank you. But no, we watched these very interesting. It's very good.
I'll take your word.
So good.
I heard people were online and were like angry about the ending. Like they weren't happy with the way the show ended.
Do you want to know the ending?
No, dude, I'm not the only
You're
one
not gonna
here.
watch it.
I'm not
You're
the
not
only
gonna.
Allison.
Okay,
I'm
if
not the
you're
only
about
one
to tell
here.
the ending, I'm
Don't
about to
do
tell
it.
the ending. So if
Hold
you're
on.
not, if
No,
you're listening,
you want everyone to leave? Like,
this is
hey,
your
leave the
no,
leave the
not
live stream
everyone.
so Allison can
I
spoil
know.
this show for you.
This is your warning. Okay, get off or come
No,
your
don't
buff
no,
in
don't go.
3,
I'm gonna mute Allison.
2,
Hold on. And
1.
so I muted Allison, so y'all don't have to hear this. Because you know she always loves spoiling a TV show, and it's like nobody wants to get spoiled, Allison. Oh. Yeah, see, Latoya said no. So yeah, no spoilers. All right, are you gonna spoil it? I'll bring you back if you're not gonna spoil. Yeah, see, Latoya said I'm binging this weekend. All right, I'll let you back in. No spoilers. We're not spoiling this.
Fine.
No respect for the people trying to.
I gave everyone a warning.
No.
Okay, Latoya, I need you to go into Discord when you are done and let us know your thoughts. Okay.
Man, you love spoiling something. I can't believe you. Ridiculous.
Anyway, what else were we going to talk about? What else is on our very formal agenda?
Well, we already
Logan
talked about
says,
your. What did he say?
I would say Logan says I thought about watching it. Do it.
Yeah,
Logan.
you about to mess it up for all these people. We talked about your iPad during the show. So are there any other iPad stuff we need to? We had it on
No,
the
I
list
guess
still.
I guess my thing is I don't even know. I'm not using it to its fullest potential, but it's just so fun. Like I love it. And just as a content creator, like it's crazy. My Real People budgets, Chris, it takes me on average like an hour to an hour and a half to film every Real People budget I make. And sometimes I do 3-part series or 2-part series. So it's a lot of time. It's a lot of energy. On Sunday morning, I filmed this meal plan one. Took me 5 minutes max, and it got like 50,000 views or something.
Wait,
like it's
so
crazy.
Why is it faster with the iPad?
It's not. It's that I did something different. It's that it's showing. It's basically me showing like, okay, like my meal planning one, 64.5 thousand views.
No, but I was like, why is it easier to film on using the iPad versus the
It's not
piece
even
of paper
that.
you
Like I
print out?
literally in this video, I just wrote a meal plan on Sunday. Like on Sunday morning, I literally wrote my meal plan and I was like, oh, let me do it on here. And I just downloaded my meal plan printable, did it, and it's gotten more views than every single part of my Real People budget. And it took me 5 minutes versus the Real People budgets. Those 3 took me 3 hours to do versus 5 minutes.
Why is it taking you so long?
But it's interesting. How do I mute you?
Why
I want to punch you in the face.
Why is it taking you so long to make those videos?
Okay, well, here's how it works. Here's what I do. First, I gather their information. Then I usually do a rough draft. I read through. These people will tell me what they tell me.
Yeah, why don't you tell people what is a Real People budget? Tell people if they don't know what that is. Like what is that?
Okay, so the Real People budget are these really popular reels or videos that I do on Instagram where I have people send in their real budget to me. And I started it like, oh my gosh, back in 2018 or something. Long time ago, because I wanted to show budgeting in action, but my husband is a very private person. I'm not going to tell him everything I talk about on this podcast, but
his hate of HBO.
He didn't want like me sharing our real numbers. Like he vetoed that. So I decided, okay, well, let me have people send in their own information and I'll show their budget since I'm not going to show mine. So what they do is they send in like all of their income. They tell me where they live, what they do, like what is your family dynamic? Are you married? Are you single? Do you have children? Do you have pets? Like all of this stuff. Do you live with your parents? They have to list out all of their all the details. They have to list out all of their fixed expenses, all of their variable expenses, all of their debt. Their debt, I look at their minimum payments, I look at their interest rates, and I look at their balance. Because I might do a Real People budget, a 3-part series. In the first part, I talk about their budget. In the second part, I help them calculate their emergency fund. And in the third part, I help them create a debt-free plan. And so I look at all of that. I ask them about if they're investing or if they want to invest. I ask them about how much they have in savings. And then I ask them, what feedback are you hoping to receive? What information do you think is important for me to know in order to give that feedback? and they go into all of this information. So not only am
I
I
mean,
just
so far it
looking at their
sounds like all the
budget.
work is on them. So I'm still trying to figure out what's
Well,
taking you so
but
long,
I have,
Allison.
so I'm going in and I'm looking at, like, this person says, I want to be debt free, um, all in, but in all reality, just credit card debt free. And so they tell me what they want. That way I can make the videos tailored to what they want instead of what I think they want. So
Okay.
first I look at all that. Then what I do is I actually run their numbers, because sometimes the numbers are like they're over budget or they're under budget. So I do like a draft where I run their numbers. Then I write a script. So then I break it up, like what do I want to talk about in each video, and I literally write a script of me, of like what I'm going to say in the voiceover. Then I film myself writing it all out. Then once I film myself writing it all out, I take all those clips, I sit down, I go into Video Leap on my phone, I edit them all down, I speed them up, and then I record the voiceovers from the script that I have. From that point, I have the voiceover and I have a video. I have no captions, I have no text overlay. Now I send it to Kaylee. Kaylee adds the text overlay and she adds the caption and she puts it in ClickUp, where now it's ready for me. And then
Oh
we get
man.
I mean,
Yeah.
it is a
This is a lot.
process. It is a process.
How many of these
I
are you
will
doing a
spend
week?
I do anywhere from 2 to 3 a week.
Oh.
So I do them in either, sometimes I'll only do one a week if I'm like really busy. But so you're looking at, like I'll block out, like next week I have all of Friday, I think, or all of Thursday and half of Friday or something blocked out to do Real Fuel budgets. And it's like me just literally just like going through and looking at people's money. And then we email that person to let them know that it's live.
Okay, I'll give
And
you
then
3 hours.
last
That
week,
makes
I
sense.
had one this past month. I had a good one, Chris. I had a good one. It was a 3-part series. I spent over 3 hours on it. This couple made $14,000 a month, but they were deep in debt. Deep in debt.
Like how deep?
Their minimum debt payments were $5,200 a month.
$5,200 a month?
That did not include their mortgage. They were deep in, yes.
But
part of it was because, like, what?
Did they say how much debt they
Yes.
had? How much?
Yes. I can't remember because all of them run together.
Triple digits?
Oh, yes. Oh, triple digits. Yes.
Ooh.
But it was crazy because, like, it was that they were like a family that was traveling in an RV, but then they also had a mortgage, but then they were also taking care of grandma. So grandma has no retirement savings. So they have a car payment for grandma. They have an RV for grandma payment that she's living in on like some sort of grounds. So they're also taking care of a generation, essentially.
Yeah, that's hard.
Or helping out. So it was such a good one. Like, I mean, it was beautiful. It was like what it is, what their debt payment is, and then like a plan for them moving forward because they want to invest. So like how to balance paying off all of this debt and investing based on their age. And the week before I ran it, they emailed me. She said, my husband said, was upset that I submitted everything. I need you to pull it. Oh. And so Kaylee wrote back and was like, I don't know if that's possible. Because I didn't get the email, Kaylee did. She screens my emails, and she said, "I don't know if that's possible. I'll have to talk to Allison." But it's it's obviously kept anonymous. But I knew this one would go viral because it would invoke a lot of negative response.
Oh yeah,
which is what makes it go viral. And so I said in the caption, you need to say, please remember this is a real person and their real numbers, like, and to have respect. Like that was in the caption, everything.
Oh, so you did a post in this?
No, I didn't. No. So Kaylee comes, but I told Kaylee that beforehand. Like, this is going to go viral. It's going to be a lot of angry people, a lot of judgmental people, a lot of judgmental comments. So let's preface this all by saying this. Like, we did everything right. And then they emailed, Kaylee said, I don't know. Let me talk to Allison. And I was like, I can't, like, I'm not going to post it. Like, if someone comes to me and says, please, I'm going to respect that. But I said, but it was so good. Like, the content I made was so good. The plan was so good.
Oh, I can imagine.
So I said, tell her it's okay and send her the videos. Like, tell her I won't post it, but here they are. They're done. So there you go. There's your plan. Because I don't charge for these. I do it for content for social media. Right. But
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I'm so
The
sad.
amount
I'm
of
so sad now.
time that you've put into this, okay, I can understand the 3 hours because yeah, that's you're building essentially financial plans, like short financial plans for people.
Short, yeah. That's less than a minute, but everything's sped up. I talk really fast. So, but then I'll do like, but the ones I'm doing in November, so I have all the ones for October done. So I batch them for a whole month. But the ones in November, some of them I'm going to use on my iPad. I'm gonna do on my iPad and see how that works.
You're so excited.
I am excited.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll stop giving you a hard time.
anyway,
That makes sense. That makes sense.
it's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot more work than like just talking into the face of a camera or, I don't know. It's just a lot more
Latoya
work.
says she needs to send hers in.
Latoya, yes. Here, I'm gonna put the. Let me put this. I'll put this in the Discord. If you go to inspirebudget.com/budget, what you do is you just fill in your information, and I'll even put this in the. How do I write a comment, Chris?
Where it says add a comment under the comment section.
I don't have that.
Oh, you can. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna bring it up here. Then is this it here?
I don't have a comment. Here, I'll put it in the guest
Is this the website
chat.
here?
Yeah, that's it. Just inspirebudget.com/budget. No, don't do that one. Do
Oh, that one?
inspirebudget.com/budget.
I typed it in and like I
That's
said,
it.
it overwrites it. Let me see.
Yeah, it does. Oh, The Watcher. You should watch that.
/
Anyway, what it'll
budget.
do is you'll put it in, and what it's going to do, you'll put your name and email, and then you'll get an email with basically like a form for everything we need.
Let's see. Submit.
But so it's really, I mean, it's fun. Like it's free, it's good. And if you say you're a Patreon member, we'll like put you as we'll give you first dibs kind of thing. Cause we get a lot of people that put information in. So most of the time we go with the most complete information, but I try to prioritize people that are in the inner circle. I try to prioritize theirs, and then I'll prioritize people in the Patreon. So if you just say you're a Patreon member, we'll get yours in done sooner rather than later.
Perfect. I like it.
Yeah, it's fun, and I like doing them. They're just a lot of work, but I like them. I like doing them, and that's actually how I go viral on TikTok.
Which makes sense because
that's how I get.
Who doesn't want to know what's going on in people's budgets? Like everyone's gonna be curious about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's like some of them are just so good. Man, I wish I could have done that 14,001.
Speaking of websites, Allison, my website redesign is officially done, and
it's so pretty.
I am so excited, Allison. So we both Allison and I finally got you got yours redone. I finally got mine done after 5 years of having the horrible website that I made for myself using a free WordPress theme that I've just never updated because it's a lot of work updating a website, and
it is a lot of work.
Allison, here's a new website.
Look at it. It's beautiful. I love it.
It just flows so much better.
Is that a new picture of you?
This is like one of the only modern pictures I have of myself because I hate taking pictures. So I was forced to do this for when we spoke. So I just took this random picture of myself. So that's the one ended up being the main one on the website. But yeah, look at the homepage. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but just the homepage is it's just so much nicer. It just feels like a real website versus what I had before.
It looks professional.
It really does. It really looks like it was intentionally
which is
made.
good because a professional did it. Look at that. Oh, I love it.
Popcorn flying in. Oh man, it's just so nice. So her name is Shirley. This is her website here.
Shirley T.
Shirley Ansley is her name. She does amazing work. It was just so well done.
Pull up mine.
I was yours to come up next. It's the Inspired Budget. Well, which one is it?
Inspiredbudget.com.
There we go. I thought I was going to pre-fill, but I don't ever use this browser for anything. But yeah, here's Allison's brand new website. Look at all those ads. Look at these ads. Get out of here.
I know. Get out of here. I need to, I wanted to change that top picture now that I have new pictures, but I can't figure out how to make it look nice.
You can take a picture with you and your iPad like this?
No, I have those new pictures that I took. Did you see those new brand pictures I took that were super fun?
I have not. As you can see, there's a stark difference between me taking pictures and Allison taking pictures.
Well, yeah, I smile better. I feel
But
like you're gonna make fun of my pictures that I send you.
am I gonna get to put them up on screen?
I don't know. I texted them to you. Do you have that capability? Are
I
you able
think
to
I
do
might. Let's
that?
see. But anyways, you have a really nice website. Shirley,
Thank you.
Shirley
It's
just does great
designed
work.
by Shirley. She does amazing work. Like I was really happy with how she did what she did, what she was able to pull off. Like I can't believe it. So I'm happy with it. I like it. There's still some kinks to work out, but I mean that's normal
That's all.
for any website.
It's a work in progress with
It
any
is.
website.
It really
Okay,
is.
I think I can do it like this, maybe. Let's see.
I don't know.
Let's try this one. I think it's like my whole computer screen here.
Oh, there we go.
Here we go.
So
I can
there's
put this over
that
here.
one. I don't like that one as much.
Move this over
But
here.
I bought this money gun.
Move all my text messages
'Cause-
off the screen.
Yeah. Do that.
So there we go. And all right, here's the
That one's
first
not
one.
as fun. So my friend Anna rented. This one's a little saucy.
It's a little risque.
My friend
Come on.
Anna.
There's
It
children
is
who
a
are
little
watching this
risque.
podcast. Allison, come on now.
Got a little cleavage on that one. Chris is like pulling it up. He's making it bigger.
Censor. What? Why are your photos in the bed? What's going on here?
Okay, you know what? Gosh. The bed is where I work sometimes. It's where I conduct business. Because they had this cute bedroom in this Pure Space we rented.
Why is there a
Look at
bedroom?
the other one. It's a Pure Space. It's like a home.
Here we
that
go.
she
Get some
rents out
decent
for
pictures up here, man. Gonna get this video taken down for
Gee.
man. That's very nice.
Right? Isn't that a good one?
Is that an iPad?
And then there's
Or that's your MacBook?
that's my MacBook. I didn't have the iPad then. Latoya said that one is to bring in more of a male audience. Yeah, my audience is like 97% female. I needed some more men there, and I do got it. She said, "Flaunt it if you got it," and Latoya, I got it. It's just about making sure I wear the proper cuts to show it. Chris is like, "How can I escape this conversation?"
Oh, anyways, next photo.
Yeah, so I bought this money gun off of
I like
Amazon.
like
It
this
was
motion
super
here.
fun. Yeah, isn't that cute? Okay, you can stop.
And then
You can move
leaning
on to
against the
next
wall.
one. There's no more where I'm a little risque. That one, is that one weird?
You're like, look at this money. That's why I want to believe you shouted as you were spraying that gun in the air.
I was just laughing. This was the first time we did the money gun, so it was really fun. And I think like every time we kept doing it, I feel like the pictures got worse because it wasn't like natural. I was like trying to pose. This one was not posed. This was just me having fun. That one was posed. So anyway, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these, but I have them.
There you go. Look at
You
you
want to
got.
go back to the risque one?
I don't want to get this video taken down.
I do have a couple of funny ones where I actually am pulling my shirt down because it was just me and two women. And Suzanne, the photographer, took pictures of them and she said, "Give these to your husband," because I was pulling my shirt like way down. I haven't given them to him yet. I'm gonna wait till like he gets annoyed with me for doing something. Maybe I'll buy something really expensive and I'll be like, "But wait, I have this."
Like when the package comes, you can like put the photo face down on top of the box. Can you get that package
Oh,
for me?
Paul says best way to save money is to put it in a gun and shoot it out.
I mean, that's what I'm
All
saying.
of those were fake $100 bills. It says for motion picture use only on them.
That's what Allison does when she goes to the grocery store. She's like, "That'll be $75.23." Like, no problem. He's just like spray money at the cashier.
What's funny is that my my kids didn't know that I had it. So I bought this money gun for like $20 off of Amazon. And it was gold, but it had these big black words on the side that said, I don't know, like fire gun, or I don't know what it said. So I had gold spray paint and I spray painted it gold. And I, brought it, took the pictures, and my kids were looking. I was trying to edit one of them and like remove the background, but keep all the money on my iPad the other day. And my son was like, "Is that a money gun?" And I said, "Yes." He was like, "Where is that?" Because I know they want to play with it.
Oh
I was
yeah,
like,
as a kid, I would have loved it. As an adult, I would do that.
for my, it's for my business. He's like, where is it? So I have it hidden right now. I told him
Oh,
it was hiding.
Paul said, "Keep the change, you filthy animal."
That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do one day. I'm just gonna bring it to when I'm shopping.
You really should
Just put real money in there.
take it.
You think that
I don't
would
even
annoy
want this.
people? If I knew the cashier, I think I would do it. I think I would actually do it if I knew the cashier. Like I would get like a whole bunch of ones,
And just spray it at them.
and it was like $50, and it's just if I knew the cashier, but I couldn't do that to someone I didn't know.
No, no, you just can't. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know we already talked about this. How you don't know what the impractical jokers are, but I was watching an episode where this scenario, the way you won was you're at this ice cream shop and they have the person. One of the jokers is the customer, and someone off the production staff is the ice cream person behind the counter, and they're helping a customer. And so the person has to come in, be like a complete jerk, and then the ice cream guy scoops the ice cream and drops it on the floor, and then picks it up real quick and hands it to them. And if the person at the counter doesn't stop you from eating it, then you win because you're a big enough jerk for them to just be like, I don't care if they eat floor ice cream. It was
Wait a minute.
hilarious.
Don't stop them, you win?
Yeah, it's kind of a punishment built into a winning because basically,
Wait a minute. Hold on.
you're
Are they? Who's the winner? The people who have no idea what's going on?
no. So the whole point of the show is three guys now. They have to complete
Oh.
these challenges, and whoever loses the most challenges has to do like a big punishment at the end of the show. And so
I see what
to
you're
win,
saying.
yeah, to win this, you had to be such a jerk that this person wouldn't even care that you're eating ice cream off the floor. Like they would just because you're supposed to pretend like you don't see them dropping it on the floor.
Okay.
And so then, but the person they do it, so
So-
the person there knows, like they watch you drop it, the guy drop it on the floor, so they have to be able to be like
That's
so
funny.
annoying that they're like, I want this person to eat ice cream off the floor.
Okay, so what about the people who are like called out for letting other people eat ice cream off the floor? Like,
What do you
person has
mean?
no idea what's going. What do they get?
Nothing.
Like, if I'm the
they
person,
get- you get
that
nothing for this.
decides you're a jerk, nothing.
You're just part
You
of
just
it.
get splayed across TV.
You're just part of the game.
As someone who's, oh my gosh.
I mean, they sign a release form, like they know they're going to be on TV. But yeah, that's the whole point of the show,
Afterwards.
and that's on HBO. It's so mad if you don't get HBO, you can't watch Impractical Jokers, which would be a travesty.
I think Matt would be okay with missing that. See, he's probably one to like have intellectual conversations. I don't know. Earlier he was talking to me about like the taxes and the laws that are being passed and with the property taxes and why this is confusing to people, but how it's a good thing and how everyone thinks it's a bad thing. And I was sitting here thinking, what do I need to get at the grocery store this weekend? Like, do I need to?
He's trying to engage you in intellectual conversation, and you're just blocking him out. That's why he's going to cancel all your streaming
Ever,
services.
you would be right there with me.
Canceling all
You would be
your streaming
right there
services.
with me.
I just
Yeah,
spent
he
3 hours today researching our tax system. I'll be right there with Matt.
Gosh, that sounds miserable.
We'd be having a conversation about the ridiculous tax system that we have here. Why can't we file taxes in a simpler way? That's what we'd be having a discussion on.
Oh, I'm sorry, I tuned out. Were you saying something?
Anyways, what else do we have on the list here?
I don't know.
There's not a whole lot on there.
I
Oh,
threw the list away.
yeah. The only other thing I have here is, you know what? I went to LA Live, right outside of the Staples Center, which is now called the Crypto.com Arena, which I refuse to call it.
No, it is not.
Yes, it's Staples. I guess their contract with Staples ran out, and Crypto.com bought the rights to the Staples Center. So now it's the Crypto.com Arena, which I refuse to
No.
call it by that name. It will still be the Staples Center because
So you went to the Index Fund Center.
I went to the
What did
Index
you
Fund
find?
Center, and we have this tradition. It's me and a group of friends, people I used to work with, and we all became friends afterwards. It's the Susan G. Komen breast cancer walk that they do there.
I
And-
remember you talking about this last year.
Yeah, why it's
Because
been
you went, but you were super scared, right?
No, it's been like 3 years. 2019 was the last time they held it that we
okay.
went to. It was at Dodger Stadium then, and it's at in LA where the Lakers and the Clippers play. Is where they had
Is
it.
the
at now.
Dodger Stadium now called the Bitcoin Stadium? Is that what it is?
It's called NFT Field. Is what it's called. But no, it's I have to say this wasn't as fun. because
Because of COVID
well,
or
no,
because of crypto?
well, the crypto was a dark cloud over the walk, but when they had it at Dodger Stadium, you literally were in Dodger Stadium. Like you walked the entire massive parking lot, then you
Oh.
walk inside of the stadium. You had to walk around the field. They had like musicians stationed at different intervals along the walk, like people playing these huge drums, and you had like full on like rock bands, and you had jazz bands. It was really fun. This
Mm.
year, we walked on the sidewalk around the arena, and they didn't even stop traffic. Like we still had to stop at lights. We had to
You're
stop at
like,
driveways.
you're not gonna stop traffic for breast cancer. Is that
I was like, wow, you can't even, it was very disrespectful. But yeah, I was like, what is this? You guys couldn't block off a couple of the streets, but it's LA. Like your heart, it's like the heart of downtown LA. They're like, we're not stopping any of this traffic for you all. So it was not as fun, but it was still fun to kind of go support my friend
and
and
that
all
was
of us
this
hang
past
out.
weekend?
That was a couple weekends ago at this point, I think. But yeah,
Okay.
so if you want to go
Well,
to
that's
the
fun. So it's your
Staples
fun
Center
thing.
and see the
You
Clippers
mean the
play,
index? Oh, is that where the Clippers play?
not the Lakers. We don't talk about that team here. But
I don't know what that team is, so
I know you
you're
don't.
fine.
It's okay. It's better that you
I
don't.
mean, I do. You know what Matt and I did for a fun date on one of our date nights a long time ago? We should do this again.
You guys bought NFTs together,
Because when
matching
you're
NFTs.
married, no, when you're married, I mean, like, there's not too much to talk about. Like, you kind of run out of conversation. You know what I
Yeah, you
mean?
got after years, you've talked about everything you could possibly talk about.
Yeah, and like, I mean, when you have kids, that like throws in a loop because then you talk about the kids, but then there's only so much you want to talk about with the kids because then it's just kind of like heavy because you realize you have all of this responsibility for the kids. But anyway, one time, this was years ago, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, we went on a date and we couldn't find anything to talk about. And I had this idea, and maybe we've talked about this before, Chris. I said, I want to see if I can name all the NFL football teams.
Yes, you
So
have
what
told me
he
about
would
this.
do, I have. He would name a city and I had to say the name. So he would say one of the ones I surprised him with was when he said Cincinnati and I shouted Bengals. He was very impressed with that one. But it's because my brother lived in Cincinnati. So
So you
that's
cheated
why.
a little bit. You cheated
So
a little bit.
no, it's all about my previous knowledge of it, like my past history. So the question is, have I increased my knowledge of them? And then we started doing basketball teams. That was really hard for me. So
Is it because
that's
you're
a
from
fun.
Texas? You're more of a football fan than a basketball fan?
It's because I'm Allison and I'm less of a sports fan than I am a Bachelor in Paradise like creepy shows fan.
If I was like
So
season 14 of The Bachelor, go. Could you name The Bachelor?
oh no, I couldn't do that. No, and I don't even watch all of them to be honest. But it's more of like I'm just not a super big sports fan. Like I attended the sports games when I was in college, especially the basketball games. I like the basketball games because they were shorter and they were indoors. So I was a huge basketball fan. Huge basketball fan.
Okay.
They were not as long. They were inside, but football, like these huge, massive football games, because I went to Texas A&M, so it's like, I mean, it's massive, 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 thing where you have all of these people and it's super long and you can't stand or you can't sit because if you sit, you're in the 2% crowd of people who don't care. And I'm like, I know I don't care. One time,
That's too much
my
pressure.
friends and I, she pretended. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not gonna say.
She
what we
pretended
did.
that she couldn't stand, didn't she?
She pretended she had a disability. She knew the person at the ticket counter, and she pulled tickets in the section of people that you can sit in because you have like a leg, like your leg is broken or something. And so we got to sit the whole game. Best game ever. Best game
Yeah, no, I'm
ever.
not trying to
We
go
got
somewhere I
sit
got to
the whole
stand
time.
for 3 hours to watch in the heat to watch a football
It's not
game.
more than 3 hours. It's more than
No.
3 hours. So anyway, I started doing it where I would actually go to the coffee shop during that time and study during football games
Because nobody
because
was
I
there.
didn't miss out on because nobody was there. I wasn't like I didn't want to go to the football game, so I wasn't having like FOMO, right? Like if it was like, oh, a Saturday night and everyone's going to the bars, I would have FOMO. But it wasn't that. I wasn't having any FOMO because I didn't want to be there. I would catch up with people afterwards and I get all my studying done. And guess what? I graduated with honors. So it all worked out.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Thanks.
Oh man. All right. I think I'm starting to be the one who's tired here, and I think we've made it through this list. You know,
Yeah.
my Red Bull,
Cheers.
the power of my Red Bull wore off. It's empty now. I have no more liquid energy.
Ooh, it's 9:09. I bet Matt's
right.
already in bed.
Yeah, I think we need to call it.
Okay, this was fun.
It was. It was nice. It felt,
Thanks,
you know,
thanks everyone for sticking around.
yeah. The nice thing about doing it every 2 weeks instead of weekly is like you kind of miss it. You're like, look at this. You know, we need to get back on there and start
Thank
recording
you.
again.
Except Scroggy Mama has changed her Discord to playing Roblox, so I think she got bored of us.
She's like, I got enough.
On that note,
No, she said
time
she's
to
here.
wrap
No,
things up.
look, she said she's here. Don't try to shame her.
Oh,
Oh yeah, she's trying to shame you.
but on Discord it says playing Roblox.
You may need to go check on your daughter. I don't think she's asleep. I think she's playing Roblox right now.
Oh my gosh, this
Allison
is so
just
good.
told on her.
Okay.
All right,
This
let's
was
get
fun.
out of here. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for being here, and we'll be back. When will we be back? Let's give everyone a notice. So
In
we're
2
trying to go
weeks?
every other week now. So we'll be back on November 3rd.
November 3rd.
Same time, same place.
All right.
November 3rd.
We haven't decided when our winter holiday break is going to be for the main episodes. So we need to
Yeah,
discuss that. Because
okay.
normally late November is when we take our official break from the main feed, but we still keep doing Patreon episodes. So we may end up doubling up Patreon episodes just so we can actually really take a break. We might end up doing that. Something like that.
How about you and I stick around and we'll talk about that?
Yeah, we'll figure that out and let you all know what the schedule will look like.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks,
So
everyone.
see y'all later. Let me figure out where the off button is. Bye.